Hello, hello, my friends and family on TikTok. I hope you're all doing well today. So, across cultures, rare blood, untraceable lineage, and a non blending ancestry were often mythologized. Rh negative essentially became a modern anchor for much older ideas. So I'm just going to jump into a few of the major folklore streams that people correlate Rh negative blood with today. First, we're going to go over the Nephilim and pre-flood lineages. These you can find in the Bible or the Apocrypha. You can also find this in specifics, Genesis 6, the Book of Enoch, and the Dead Sea Scroll traditions. Now, where does the folklore come into play? Well, some humans descended from unions between the Watchers, or the fallen angels, and human women, creating lineages that were taller, stronger, longer lived, and they were spiritually perceptive. Now, why do Rh negatives get linked folklore-wise? Rh negative blood does not naturally accept Rh positive blood in pregnancy without intervention. Mythically, they are interpreted as non-hybridizing or non-Earth standard. And we know this because of the rhesus monkey. Rh negatives lack that rhesus monkey protein. And then we get people of stories that our blood remembers the heavens. Now, it is important to note that ancient texts never mention specific blood types. This is a retroactive myth interpretation, not exactly scripture. Basically, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. Myth number 2, the royal and divine bloodlines, which is European folklore. And this came from cultures such as the Celts, the Frankish, Merovingians, Gothic. And the common myths are blue blood nobles, kings chosen by divine right, and lineages protected from mixing. In Merovingian mythos, they claimed they descended from a sea being named Kinatar. Another myth is that royal blood is seen as sacred or different. Modern folklore circles link Rh negative to this legend because of its rarity and isolation. And the symbolic idea of this is that rare blood is divine favor or guardianship. Not by genetics, but by symbolism. I want to make it clear, no one is better than another person. Unless you hurt kids, and that's a different story. Now, myth number 3, Celtic and fairy blood traditions. These come from regions such as Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and Brittany. Now, the folklore of this is that we are fae beings. We are people who sense unseen realms. We are sensitive to iron, feel displaced in society, and are drawn to liminal spaces such as like forests or, just scenic areas in general. Why they say that the Rh negative is associated with it today? Modern mystics, they mapped rare blood onto old fae blood stories. And then also the iron sensitivity myth parallels later with Rh negative folklore. Like I said, our blood is more copper based. Now, some believe in this community that some families were touched by the other world. Now, number 4, Atlantean and Lemurian survivors. This is New Age lore. A lot of people are starting to come back and remember their past lives in these ancient places. But let me talk about the origins first. So Helena Blavatsky, I hope I'm saying her name right, in the 1800s, and Edgar Cayce readings in the early 1900s. Both of them speak of these places. Now, the claims to this are that they are advanced pre-Ice Age civilizations, survivors that carried genetic and spiritual memory. Certain lineages incarnated repeatedly as teachers or way-showers. So if you think that you didn't choose to come here, you may be wrong. Your soul may have wanted to reincarnate for this time on Earth. Now, how this correlates with Rh negative blood, it is seen as a marker of non-Atlantean mixing, often linked to heightened intuition or dream activity. This is 20th century metaphysical lore, not ancient myth. Number 5, we have the star ancestry or the starseed narrative, which is modern esoteric knowledge. The common motifs of this are not being from here, feeling foreign in human systems, strong nightly activity or vivid dreams, dreaming in color, remembering your dreams, them being very realistic. And then having a fascination with the stars, Orion, Sirius, Pleiades, constellations, planets, all of it. Now, how this correlates with the Rh negative blood, the rarity and the maternal incompatibility became symbolic of non-Earth origins. And it's also said that Rh negatives are framed as genetic memory carriers. And this belief system, it arose post-1940s alongside the UFO culture. Number 6, we have witch blood and seer lines, which is European folk magic. Now, they believed that certain families produced what they call seers, midwives, cunning folk. Blood remembers the craft. And how the Rh negative is linked, retrofitted, is rarity, mystique, sensitivity, interpreted as a psychic maybe, or a clairvoyant, nonconformity, which is typically, labeled the witch blood. But historically, this was about family training, not blood chemistry. Number 7, we have shamanic and visionary bloodlines. And this is indigenous lore. Many cultures believed that some families carry thin veils, sensitivity to the spiritual world that runs in the lineage itself. Now, I want to make it clear that indigenous traditions, they do not reference Rh negative blood. The modern association, it comes from outsiders projecting blood type ideas onto shamanic inheritance myths. But we do also have to think about the Hopi tribe and how they saw Pleiadian beings, and they said that they would return. Now, here's some modern conspiracy lore, post-1950s. This is where things get recent and speculative. Government interest in rare blood, which is very true medically. MK Ultra era experimentations, documented but not blood type specific. Rh negative myths merged with alien abduction narratives, chosen one rhetoric, or genetic superiority myths. Now, some of this could be myth, and some of it is myth inflation, not folklore, which is why I say use your discernment. Now, a critical grounding note before I close. There is no historical text linking Rh negative blood to gods, aliens, or angels. No genetic evidence of non-human origins. No proof or special abilities tied to this bloodline that has been watched or observed. But that doesn't mean us as a collective haven't experienced these things. Sometimes we can be faster than science. Like, comment, and follow for more Rh negative videos. Please share too. Share these videos, guys.